Hey gang, how are you? It's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. It is Sabado. That's Espanol for Saturday. Espanol por Saturday. So there you go. A little Spanish for you. How you doing? Greetings from from my day. I took Maggie to the uh, farmers market, and they wouldn't let us go in. It's crazy. So there you go. Lots of stuff going in the fish room. I've been doing water changes and stuff like that. I had to refill. I do two 45-gallon plastic garbage pails where I age the water. And I treat the water, I age it. For a couple of reasons I do this is that number one, especially in winter, the water comes out of my pipes. I don't know about yours. It comes out at about 50 degrees. Well, if I put that in with my fish, it would shock them. So I do believe that when you do a water change, it's good to have some difference in temperature. It's if you go and you watch rain and it hits a water thing, if you have a temperature gun, talk about a real cool thing to have. So the temperature gun allows you to know what for instance, when it's raining and you live near a body of water, whether it be a pond or a lake, doesn't really matter. Before it starts raining, go out and shoot the temperature, at least on the surface area of that water. It'll be a certain temp. After it rains, that temperature will go up or down, just depending. And I find it very natural that there is some. But I find that people go in, and I've seen a lot of Fishtube channels do this, and where they're adding water and either C-Chem Prime or API at the same time. It's not that good. It's very shocking for the fish. Can be also very shocking for your filtration bacteria. So my water is at room temperature for my home, which is a few degrees different than my aquariums. And so that's what goes out. So I loaded up the water today, and by gum, I did the temp gun as I loaded the thing up, and it was 80 degrees. And I keep my house at about 70. So it's so I'm sort of waiting. I'd like to do some more water changes, but I've got to let that reservoir. I have another reservoir that's just about empty. I'll get that done. But I don't want to start water changes and all of a sudden realize you have to use water that's 80 degrees. So that's what I do. That's what I do all the way around. And it is, I think it's sort of a secret sauce for my successful fish keeping enterprise is, making sure the water's there. Coral Works. I'll tell you what, I have been so busy. There's also another one in Cabot, Arkansas. There's one today, also an hour away in Fayetteville. And I couldn't go. So this coming week on Tuesday, I'm getting on a plane going to Nashville. I come back Friday. And then the next week I have stuff going on. And the week after that, I'm going to be away for you guys for a Saturday, because I am going to be in Chicago for the weekend. And I've got to chart out aquarium shops in downtown, in beautiful downtown Chicago, because my brother He likes to sleep in. I'm like a morning guy. So it's and he's gonna be he's West Coast. I mean, it's gonna be in the Central Time Zone. My brother's not gonna be getting out of bed till noon or 1 o'clock. So, I have like a morning there to go do stuff and take pictures and all that good stuff. And so that's my plan. I'm gonna go see a couple of fish stores, do that, having dinner on I'm flying out Thursday, having dinner on Friday with my siblings, heading out to the burbs, staying at my sister's house. The man who captured reptilian alien. Yeah, it's totally true. Totally true. So I'll be in suburban Chicago, about 45 minutes out. I will be out of that at on Friday night, Saturday, and then I fly back on Sunday. So there you go. So that's a good time. Today in Joplin, they have a free concert. Scotty Aquati, what up? They have a free a concert coming up. And the audience is probably going to be a little older. It's Legends of Local Southern Rock. Of that sort of genre of the 70s. The famous two bands, of course, the Allman Brothers and Lynyrd Skynyrd. But not far from where we are, Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Ozark Mountain Daredevils. So there you go. So apparently there's a couple of bands that used to play a lot back in the 70s, and they're going to be, hey, Fish Fam Link, how are you? They are going to be performing starting at 3 o'clock today. So I have to decide if I'm going or I'm just going to live my solitary existence with me, my fish, and my dog. And I would have had Maggie out. I had to go. We went to the farmer's market. I was in those Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Oh, yeah. It's, now I got the beard thing going on. It's growing out kind of nice. I've joked at the office I'm going to shave it. And all the women in the office go, no, 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 no. You look good with facial hair. Does that mean I don't look good without facial hair? That's the question. But yeah, I don't mind it. I've had it for almost a year. We at the office did a No Shave November challenge last year. And it was, I didn't mind it. So I kept it. And I figure there's a side hustle. Is my beard gray enough to play Santa Claus? It is up here, but is it on the sides? Does this work as a Santa Claus beard? If I put on the outfit, oh ho ho! I'm reasonably robust. Reasonably. Now that's a good question. No, I'd only be doing it for money, Cora Works. I'd only be doing it for money. Now, I will say this about St. Louis. St. Louis is a 5-hour drive from where I'm at. I'm like on the complete opposite end of the state. So I've gone to Kansas City for stuff, which is about 2.5 hours away. So there you go. What's going on with your fish? I hope they're well. It's hopefully Muppet will pop in, tell us how her baby Coradoras are doing. I have now that America's love affair with Colorado, with the Buffalo are going on. It is actually the prime time game or the first game on Fox TV, and here I am. I've got it on, and so there you go. And everybody seems to love Coach Prime. So there you go. What else is going on, crew? Having an old fashioned Gatorade, orange flavor, everybody. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so so the deal is as you get ready to do these shows, the Cabot is next weekend. This weekend was Fayetteville. And I just don't have time to do I would love to get out of town for these shows. I just can't. I just can't get out right now. And I wish I could. It's I wish I was not as busy, which is nice to be. I'm busy through the end of this month. Next month, I don't know how much stuff I'll have going on. Next month, when I get back here on the first of when I get back on the first of of October, I think I have something that first weekend of October, but I'm not sure. My work is really busy from mid-September through Thanksgiving. Last couple of years, I've driven up to Chicago for Thanksgiving, and I don't know if I'll do it this year or not. I think it just sort of depends. It also depends on, I don't know if my sister and her family are going to be in Chicago or they're going to be somewhere else. But Chicago's a nice place to go. And that's a nice place to be. And to go out and enjoy it. Yeah, I love table sales. I usually move the last one I went to, and I won't see which table sale it was. I was like they had probably about 15 vendors. And of the 15 vendors, 10 of them were selling Guppies. And you had people showing up to this thing saying, "Oh, Guppies." Oh. I mean, I had a couple of women that were just saying, "Oh, Guppies." Ah. I don't go up and go, "Angelfish." I don't do that. If people like it, that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about all the way around. So there you go. Went to what else is going on here? Last night they had a concert, but I got home last night and I was just like, I was washed. I got like two things done. My next door neighbor, who's a great guy, is no longer selling insurance for the company he was with. He's not working for them anymore. Well, the only reason I took the insurance, it actually was a little more expensive. It was the neighbor, and I wanted, good guy, nice neighbor. Anybody who has bad neighbors can tell you if you have a bad neighbor, it's really problematic. So I went so I went and enjoyed uh, the wonders of his insurance, which it was an extra between car and home was an extra about $650 a year. So, but you know how it goes. My neighbors do that, Doug. My neighbors on the other side, uh, they are really, I mean, over the top on it. I wouldn't want to say nuts. Okay. Uh, they had last year 40 things up in their front yard. 40. So 40 things. And they bought more. And so, yeah. So there you go. So yeah, now I did tell my neighbor because my first year living here, they encroached on my property. And so I'd now just tell them, take as much as my yard as you want. Just consider it like yours. Put those all over the place. So there you go. Thank you very much, Fish Family. So yeah, so my neighbors, yeah, they're all over it. And they've put up, let's see, 4 giant skeletons that are about 13 feet high. 2 of them have the pumpkin head where the chest and the head light up at night. It's actually really impressive. And it and they have 2 of the regular skeletons, and then they have probably about not quite the 12, 13 foot thing, but probably at least 10 feet. They have an absolute they have a werewolf, so that's good. They have another thing coming up that's also really good. So yeah, I'm all in. I love these people. The other thing is the husband's setting it up, and he began setting up at the earlier in the week. He's a cop, so cops have different schedules. She has a normal 9 to 5 gig. Well, she all of a sudden, he's moving everything around. He's sort of stressing. I said, "Do you want a beer?" He goes, "Yeah, I guess I would." So I went and I got him a beer. Brought her. She goes, "Well, you didn't offer me one." And I said, "Do you want a beer? I'll go get you a beer." And then she was fine. But yeah, it's both sides of me. Great neighbors. Lady across the street, great. There's a couple that are on the left looking out. They're fine. The one turd in the fishbowl is off to the right. Sideshow, Cody, what's up? So that's sort of the deal. So one turd in the fishbowl. That guy, again, I believe he's a homeowner, part of the neighborhood. I swear to you, in 3.5 years, Don Gallagher. In 3.5 years, other than hi, I've never exchanged another word with him. He like runs into his home, and I don't know, maybe he has, maybe he's agoraphobic. If he's agoraphobic, I have the hobby for him. It's called keeping fish. When it was 100 degrees outside, this guy is always wearing a hoodie. So I don't know. I figure I'm in pretty good shape, that I have that many of the 5 immediate neighbors across the street on the other side. The guy behind me, I really don't know. I brought this up before, but it just goes with worth mentioning again. He has dogs, which is great. He went and put a fence up to mine and didn't ask for permission to connect to my fence. Now, the answer would have always been, yes, you may. I'm not some sort of a jerk. But, it's, and so when Maggie was a puppy, we were thinking about, whether she's going to have puppies or not. I had to figure out if his dogs were, neutered, carrying live rounds or carrying live rounds. So I walked over there. He's out in his front yard. I talked to him for a minute. He goes, they're neutered. And then he started talking and lying his ass off about his fence. He basically went and he said, he goes, yeah, I put in a second round of fencing between my yard and your yard. No, he didn't. It's, I don't know how stupid this guy thinks I am, but he did. But that's a classless thing to do. So if you ever own a home, buy a home, you want to put up a fence, your neighbor's got a fence, just ask. Your neighbors are probably going to be really cool with it. Now, across the street, the lady in the middle across the street, she kept wanting to speak to this guy about connecting to his fence, and he wouldn't talk to her. Again, he's probably his early 30s, maybe. So she put up a fence and put like just enough to run a lawnmower back and forth between the houses. She goes, I just have never spoken with him. I've never had that conversation. So that's that sort of stuff. So that guy keeps to himself, runs into his home. Do you think he's perfect to keep fish? I do. I think he seems like a perfect fish keeper. Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's what I do. I've done for 30 years. Not well, but I do it. It's a fun career. So it's really all I can do. And keep fish and walk my dog. I'm good at that. So good times there. Yeah, it is fun. So I went. What else did I go on? Oh, so last weekend I went out and bought blinds for my home. My front blinds are bad. No, my home didn't come with blinds in the back. There's an awning over it. I go, okay, I better get blinds for that. So I go and pick up the blinds. And today I went to put them in. And all of a sudden I get the directions out and they're acquiring stuff. Yeah, you see, being a tradesman, not a bad deal. So I I had to go buy, it didn't come, the little plastic anchors. It didn't come with them. So I had to go back to Home Depot and then bring the screws with me to find out to get the right size. And because you have to put you have to do the thing with the drywall. Part of the wonders of home ownership. There are days, by the way, and anybody who's a homeowner, if you're not or have not been, here's the problem with being a homeowner. And I'll tell you the good part. The problem is you, the person you look in the mirror. Thanks, Don. The person you look at in the mirror is responsible for anything that goes wrong with that house. The best part about being a homeowner is that it is the best investment you can ever make. So you can go, perfect. I'll give you a good example. My parents, when they sold their home in Sacramento, they moved up, new construction, put a huge down payment, and essentially their payment every month was for, I think their mortgage cost them $100 a month. And then the rest of it was insurance and property taxes where they were. You see a vampire when you look in the mirror? Why is that? You shouldn't be able to see. Is it vampires you can't see in the mirror? Or is it werewolves? Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see. I think it's vampires don't see themselves in the mirror. It's how you know you're dating one. Either a lady or a gentleman vampire. A little trick as we get closer to Halloween. Stand in front of a mirror with them. Werewolf, werewolf. Yep. So there you go. Side shouty Cody. There you go. By the way, your wonderful Colorado Buffaloes are up. If there's a good extra point, it'll be 10-0 over Nebraska. This whole thing for Colorado is here. Mark, how are you? Good day. Forgot to, you probably have told me, Mark, what city do you live in the land down under? I have friends who are, one of my friends I grew up, Melbourne, yeah. It's, I have a friend of mine, and this gal passed away from cancer a few years ago. One of my dearest friends, really a sweet woman. She and her husband, with their 5 kids, lived in Sydney. And before that, they lived in London for a number of years. And so it's I've heard a lot of Australia stories. I have not been, which I need to do. It's The one thing, here's also another thing for anyone. If you are younger, uh, traveling to new and exciting locations is a pretty neat thing to do, especially if you're not married yet. Once you get married, usually because one of you will be living in a different place than uh, the extended family, your vacation time will be family time. That's what I have learned. And being able to go, I have been to Canada a number of times. I've been to Mexico probably 40 times, and that's not an exaggeration. May actually be a lower number because my ex was a Mexicana, originally from Mexico City. And we went and saw a lot of neat stuff. And so that was good. It's you got to see a lot of that country, and I kept away from the tourist stuff. The one thing about traveling is that, well, you go to Europe and you want to go see the Eiffel Tower, you want to go see the Louvre, you want to go see all the different things in Europe to go see, Buckingham Palace, etc. But I like hanging out with the people. Going into the restaurants where the people go. I was in Las Vegas working on a project. See, a little over 6 years ago. The Louvre is overrated. And so I went to, and I thought it was a pretty good thing to go do. I went to, I just lost my train of thought. Where was I? Sorry. When I was in Las Vegas. Melvin! I went to the local casinos. I went to Fremont Street, and and I'm not a slot machine or a blackjack guy. I like playing. I like when I'm in Las Vegas. I like that you're able to go and to the local casinos. I like making sports bets. Ponies, I love betting on the horses, but I'll bet on games. I'm not that big of a bettor. Missouri has yet to legalize sports gaming, but Kansas has. And I can be in Kansas at a casino in 20 minutes. It's been legal for about a year and a half, and I have yet to do it. I have yet to do it. So, and not that, and again, I don't have anything about sports gaming. It's just not one of my personal priorities. Not one of my personal priorities. Doesn't mean it's just there's a lot of people who they cannot watch a game without having a couple of bucks on it. I can. I can watch it. I can watch it fairly often. So there you go. And yeah, so you go out and you do like marijuana is legal in Missouri. I don't get marijuana. Just because it's legal, you don't have to go do it. So there you go. It's somebody wants to do it, that's fine. I don't care. their lives. It's just not, like the sports gambling. I'll play the lottery a little bit. I'll play I can play the ponies here, so I'll do that. I have an app on my phone. So there you go. And I enjoy it. What else do you guys have going on? My thing is, so I fly out on Tuesday. I'm going to be in Nashville Tuesday night through Friday morning. And I love Nashville, but it's going to be work on, on Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to be there all day long working. And then Friday, I leave at 9:00. Nashville is a fun city. But again, I don't like the tourist places. Now, a lot of people, if you're a country music fan, and I like country music, but I'm not a huge country guy. I'm not going to go to Music Row. I just think that's tourist. I've been there. It's tourist trappy. Looking at ways just to get extra money out of you. The college area around Vanderbilt is very cool. I like that a lot. The event that I'm going to be at for work is actually being held at Vanderbilt. So that's, that's the deal. It's going to be held at Vanderbilt, which is very neat. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the whole process of going through there. My buddy, I'm going to stay with my buddy and his wife. And they're not in Franklin. I forget where they are. It's they've been there for about 4 years. They love Nashville. It's a great city. I lived in Huntsville, Alabama, which is about a little over 90 minutes away from Nashville. I lived there for about 7 years. It's tremendous. So I will try to go to some fish stores and record some video, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to have a car. I'm going to be, sort of going out and doing from there. So there you go. There you go. What else is going on? Today there was another fish event happening. It was a breakfast, and again, I couldn't go to it. In Springfield, there's a new group that's popping up that they've done some table sales, which I've participated in, but they haven't done anything since COVID. Nothing. Biggies, what's up, Mark? They've done nothing with COVID since COVID. So, but all of a sudden they're doing something. 4 years and a half, 4.5 years this past Thursday. Excellent. So they were going to do a breakfast. And again, it was just, I couldn't do it. I have too much junk going on. Too much junk. If they do it in October, I should be able to do it. They do it like the second week or third week of October. I'll go out and do it. It's like a 9:00 breakfast. So I could technically be back here. Springfield's 1 hour away. So I could technically be back here for the live stream. And I wouldn't necessarily have to take Maggie to daycare. Because I leave at 8 to go to this thing, and I'm back at noon. Or, and actually it probably wouldn't even be that long. I'd probably be back at 11:30. That's perfectly fine to leave. I don't like leaving her more than like 4.5 hours. And for those of you who do not have a dog, it's one of the advantages of a dog is that you can take a dog with you anywhere. They're lots of fun. You can do a lot of tricks with them, stuff like that. Disadvantage of dogs is that you can't just disappear all day. You got to come home at lunch to walk them or put them in a daycare. They're sort of like a kid in many ways, especially when they're younger. So that's essentially what you have to be doing constantly. So that's the deal. Cat, well, if the cat doesn't see you for 3 days, they don't care. It's if you put out a bunch of food and water for your cat and having a couple of litter boxes clean when you leave, they're good with that. It's that's perfect for them. So there you go. Fish are good, mainly because you can go for a few days. With the guppies, any fresh fry is feeding them for the most part. But I'm gone so irregularly overnight that it is very unusual for the fish not to be fed. So there you go. What else do I have to share with you? I've been it's kind of the September as we've been going through it. It's finally beginning a little fall-like here. It is 4.5 hours. Oh, there you go. That's an endurance thing, Melvin. Heck, I'm sorry I missed it. Started that late, I probably was awake. I know I was awake. I didn't see it, but I may not have opened up YouTube because I got up on Friday, I think at 2:30. Yeah, it's been really hot here it was really hot here last week, but today 55 this morning. It's 80 degrees right now. It's going to get to 84. Talk about great. I'm all in on that. I am all in on that all the way around. So there you go. Yeah, it's fall is my favorite, fall and spring are my favorite times. It's I like these crisp mornings. My goodness. Talk about great. Just sit there and go from there. Now we have had that stupid smoke here from Canada. I can watch the replay. Well, I want to participate. I want to be there live. Can't so yeah, I'll tell you, that smoke thing, and I know people up, in the upper Midwest and the Northeast have had a really effect with that hazy snow, smoke. I'm looking out the window right now. We don't have a cloud in the sky, but there's a haze, and it's that smoke, and you can smell it. And the other day when I had childhood asthma. You been affected bad? 72 in Pittsburgh. There you go. It's nice. It's gonna be kind of cool when I'm gone here. I'll raise up the. I usually keep the air conditioning at 70 during the summer. And but when I'm gone for a few days, I'll raise it up to like 74. Because when I get back, it's gonna be like 73 degrees, 74. It's gonna be great. Ohio 71. There you go. I'm in. I'm in on that. I'm in favor of all of that stuff. It's fall is good. Yeah, we had a longer stretch of now. Normally in Joplin Mo, we'll get a couple of days of 100, and so about a week of that is not unusual. High 90s, hitting the triple digits. But we had like about 10 days of it, which not that good. Not in favor of. Not in favor of it at all. It's this week really nice. It's if you've been what else do I have going on? I've got to do I don't know, I have like some junk food that I can make. I have some brats uh with uh with fries to put, I can do in the oven. Or I can do my meal prep with healthier foods, healthier food choices, and make that uh make that today. So I haven't figured that out yet. I had lunch not that long, right before we went on. So I have a few hours to think this through. So that's why I may do that. And or I may just go to the Southern Rock concert and see what food trucks they have there. And there's a food truck I want to go to, but I can't go with Maggie. And it's a Cajun place that serves crawdaddies. And if you've never had crawdaddies, it's crawfish. So it's like little lobsters. And crayfish. And having a white dog that may want to sit in your lap all the time, not that good. And I want to take her to this event, so we'll figure that out. We will figure that out. I can always get like fish and chips or someplace like that. Some of it's problematic as you go through and you go to these food truck places. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, people go on and on how cool food trucks are and how the food is great. Sometimes food isn't that great. USA AAA Summer Vibes. Yeah, wrap it up. Summer's done. Summer's done at the end of Labor Day weekend. It's officially not, but it really is. It's I couldn't even tell you how many people. I was out late Labor Day. I was coming home late afternoon, and I forget what I did. I went and did something, and I drove back, and I will tell you, uh, zero. Uh, there were people pulling boats. It looked like these were boats. These were big boats. These were boats that they had kept on. A little over an hour from us is Lake of the Ozarks, but there's Table Rock Lake. There's also a nice lake in Grove, Oklahoma, that isn't that far away. And yeah, people were pulling their stuff out Labor Day and taking their boats home for the winter. So, and I have noticed, by the way, you've heard the joke about boats. They go, the two best days of owning a boat are the day that you get the boat and the day that you sell the boat. There's a lot to be said about it. Now you see, there you go. Yeah, that sounds like fun. There's actually a car show here going on right now at the VFW. And it's going on today. Now, let me look this up. From now, I think until 3. Let's see here. Let me look this up. And yeah, so it's today until 3. Well, maybe I'll take Maggie out to that when we're done. They're going to have food trucks too. Oh, and I learned at this VFW that they are going to be yeah, you see, there you go. Talked about eligible bachelor for the Filipinas and future wives, Doug Gray. Melvin keeps telling you that, Doug. You got to bite the bullet. It's lovely lady could be ready for you. Oh, Maggie, you're working on your passport now. There you go. I'll tell you what, my dog Maggie, here's what she does with noise. Noise? She loves it. David Samsel, it's been forever. How are you doing, buddy? How's the fish? How are the fish? I was thinking about you the other day, so I'm glad you showed up. It's great to have you here. That's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Maggie's very social. She loves everything. Around the 4th of July, there were some kids at the end of the block or the block over firing off bottle rockets in the middle of the afternoon. Maggie was watching every one of those go up and was happy, happy, happy. It's New Year's Eve when at midnight when the kabongs go off. Boom, boom. And I had to get up for work the day after New Year's Eve last year. And yeah, excellent. Well, I'm glad, David. Fish are doing well here as well, too. The more I'm thinking about it, guys, I think I'm going to go do that. Go to the car show, and I may show up at that concert for a little bit and go from there. Be strong. It's Bob Kaler, probably. Nice, 100 gallons outside with Guppies thriving. I am glad because of how hot it's been this year. That summer tubbing, I would have been boiling Guppies. So I'm glad I didn't do it. So there you go. By the way, speaking of uh, Deion Sanders has his team up 13-0 over Nebraska. Halftime. So there you go. You have to really, really like the strength. Whatever this guy has going on. No one thought Colorado would do a damn thing. They could end up being 3-0. So there you go. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm in Chiefs country. If the Chiefs lose this next week, and who are they playing? Let me look at. If the Chiefs lose this coming week, your average Chiefs fan is not going to be happy. Oh, they're going to face Jacksonville in Jacksonville. And before you think that's a layup, it ain't. That's a really talented squad. Doug Peterson's a great coach. Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. They have pieces around him. They have a very good defense. So yeah, if all of a sudden the Chiefs are 0-2, we'd have to be very, very careful. And again, our buddy Bob Kaler, he needs to go and do wellness checks on our boy Chattanooga and do a wellness check on him, make sure he's doing okay. It's it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So, well, gang, I've been here an hour. I want to thank all of you, as always, for participating. Great seeing David Samsel and Rita and Cora Works and Melvin and Doug. And who else did we have here? Mark Biggies was here. Mark from Australia. Cora Works. I miss it. Oh, Scotty Aquati. We had our buddy, our buddy Cody was here. Sideshow Cody. So yeah, Don Gallagher, Fish Fam Link. I mean, really a great group of people. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. And I really appreciate having you all here. And we will see you next week. I will be back and around. and go from there. Adios.